So am I wrong for kicking them out and refusing to even consider letting them back in after what they did? So it's the brother of the father who remodeled the deceased son's house without permission,
Mm.
right? So the story goes as follows. Well, the title is Am I Wrong for Kicking My Brother and His Wife Out of My House After They Tried to Redecorate, in quotation marks, my deceased daughter's room while I was at work? They used a different word. They didn't use deceased, but okay. I managed to fit the title. The story goes as follows. So this is still pretty fresh. I'm absolutely fuming. For context, so it's the mother's apologies. So I'm a 38-year-old female, and I lost my daughter. It's the daughter, not the son. Daughter 2 years ago in a car accident. She was only 14. Ever since that day, I've kept her room exactly as she left it. I don't go in there often, but just knowing that it's there, untouched, brings me comfort. It's like having a piece of her still with me. Her posters, her art supplies, her clothes, all of it is still there. I can't bring myself to change it. Now, fast forward to a few months ago. My brother, 34 years of age, and his new wife. Is there such a thing as an old wife? Don't answer that. Had some financial issues after blowing a ton of money on a ridiculous, extravagant wedding. They asked if they could stay with me while they saved up for a place. Even though I wasn't thrilled about it, I agreed because, well, family, right? So,
No.
KR, just before I proceed, so I don't know if you got that part. They had a ridiculous, extravagant wedding. And a couple of months later, they had to move in with the brother and his new wife had to move in with the sister because they couldn't.
Priorities in life, right?
Priorities are effed up, man. Keeping up with the Joneses, consumerism. Any case,
Keep up with the Joneses in under the bridge, my man. Don't come in my
but the Joneses are also broke. Now, fast forward to a few. No, apologies. At first, things were fine until recently. I noticed my sister-in-law making comments about how I shouldn't keep a shrine and how it's time to move on. I ignored her because frankly, it's none of her damn business how I grieve my child. My brother mostly stayed quiet, but I could tell she was getting into his ear. What do you always say about the dynamics of a man and a woman, especially when the man isn't a strong man?
Yeah. They yap in your ear and catches his
You're
spirit.
afraid of that woman, so you do what she says, and then you get into trouble.
Yeah.
Anyway, I came home from work last week to a literal nightmare. I walked into my daughter's room, and I kid you not, they had, this is all caps, taken down all her posters, boxed up her stuff, and had started repainting the walls a hideous beige. You don't know what beige is? You're looking at it. They had moved.
Could have said Drake colored as well. Waffle colored. Beige, waffle colored Negroes.
They had moved in a bunch of generic furniture, hung up new curtains, and were apparently turning it into a guest room. I lost it, screaming, crying, the whole thing. I asked them what the hell they were thinking, and their response? My sister-in-law had the nerve tell me they did it as a favor to help me move on because it was unhealthy for me to keep the room as it was. I was shaking with rage. I told them to pack their stuff and get the hell out of my house immediately. My brother tried to calm me down, seeing they meant well and were only trying to help me let go. He even tried to make me feel guilty by saying they had nowhere else to go right now, as
But
if that would make me suddenly forgive them for destroying the last piece of my daughter I had left. I told them I didn't care, and that they had crossed an unforgivable line. Now, my whole family is divided. My parents think I overreacted and say I'm being heartless for kicking them out. They keep saying they were just trying to help. They didn't mean any harm. And that I'm being too harsh because people grieve differently. They're even suggesting I apologize to them and let them move back in. My brother is still texting me, asking me to reconsider, saying they're in a tough spot. But all I see when I look at him is betrayal. So am I wrong for kicking them out and refusing to even consider letting them back in after what they did? KR.
losing a child is the hardest thing in the world, I think. If you see usually how parents react when they lose a child, it's heartbreaking a lot of times. How long was she? Did she pass away? 4 years, is it?
2 years ago.
2 years. Oh, that's very fresh. It takes a lot of time for parents to heal from situations like that. So, 2 years is first of all, let's go back. So that's that part, that aspect. I think it takes time. If you keep a shrine-like room, that will not heal the wounds as easy or as fast. So that's already a problem right there. But the bigger problem is that you have people blowing their money and then come to stay with you. I'm sorry, man. But you cannot expect a person. This is like you're not teaching people the right procedures, how to go about life. You cannot blow your money on the wedding and I'm your failsafe. I'm your last resort. The problem is when you get people in your house, they think partially, I don't know if they're paying rent as well, they think it's their house too. So I don't think they try to do the right thing by helping her move on. At the same time, I also understand parents losing their kids, it takes a lot of time for them to heal. So you gotta give them the time. What doesn't help is having that room because you keep reopening that wound every time. So maybe an extra 1 or 1.5 years would have made the difference. But then it's a messy situation because first of all, I don't think you should be the safety net for people who are irresponsible with their life choices, whether it's your family or your girlfriend. I think you covered a story similar to this a couple of weeks ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, where a guy had a girl he was dating for 5 months move in, and then she lost her job. When she lost her job, and then she stopped applying to new jobs and started living like it's a free for all. So, gotta be very careful who you let move into your house as well. If that person stays for a while, they become an inhabitant just like you, and you cannot move them out just like that. It becomes a power struggle. You have to go maybe to the courts to move them out, and even that is sometimes hard to do. So I would say, first of all, she shouldn't have let them in from the first place. I understand what they try to do, but they don't understand how long it takes for parents to grieve and move on. I didn't hear her say anything about a husband, so I think she's living by her own. And you got to be very careful with these situations, because otherwise you enter like a spiral as a mom or as a former parent, where you're not moving on, and then you're in a circle, moving the same place. So I think they meant good, but the problem they had was just it's not the right timing, and actually they shouldn't have even had to be there. But hey, it is what it is.